Hello and welcome to the 2018-2019 Insight School of Minnesota Parent Information Session. This session is for rising 9th through 12th grade, so if your student or students are currently in 8th through 11th grade, you're in the right place. My name is Jessica Gertzen and I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator here at Insight School. Today's focus is on the upcoming 9th through 12th graders. We will go over our current school year, including highlights and celebrations. We will give a preview to the school year 2018-19. That includes the 9th through 10th grade transition, PSEO classes, technology and curriculum enhancements, additional programming and supports, and then we will review how you can make your plans for school year 2018-2019. So this year's highlights, this is ISMN's 9th school year. Our current enrollment is at 535, with middle school continually enrolling throughout the year. Our 2018 graduation class is at 64 students. This year we rolled out a new format for student and learning coach accounts. We brought in and welcomed new student support staff, including our high school advisor, 2 family academic support liaisons, and 2 special education case managers. So for those that have students in 8th grade, they will now move into the 9th grade high school model. So this is a little bit different. The Insight Class Connect room called Insight Study Hall that 8th graders attended Monday through Thursday from noon to 3 with their advisor. That room will now become optional. Some students might be referred to go to that room if they are falling behind in their courses or need additional support. Now 9th graders, each class will be worth 0.5 credit for high school graduation. Students will take 4 classes on blocked quarters, so they will be 9 weeks per quarter, and then their semester courses will be English and math, so those continue for half of the school year, and their other courses will go just 9 weeks. There is also a transition from 9th to 10th grade for students that are currently in 9th grade. Their schedules might change a bit. Students' classes will be scheduled throughout the day rather than their typical model of 8:30 to 11:30. So they won't have that Insight Class Connect room anymore. Their advisor does not hold that, so it's more independent work time for those 10th graders. We're transitioning them to become more responsible and independent with their school work. And they will also be able to go through an elective option quiz where they can sign up for the classes that they are interested in. And that will be sent out by our school counselor. PSEO classes are available. 10th through 12th grade students have the opportunity to earn college credit through PSEO. So students must qualify with GPA and class rank requirements. They can choose from many of their local community colleges, technical colleges, and universities. A lot of those do offer online classes for PSEO students. Some you do have to go in person to those lectures, so that's something that you and your student might want to look into, what options and what you and your student are most comfortable with. So the student does have to apply to that community college, technical college, or university to get into their PSEO program, but all that information can be found through Samantha Edom, our school counselor. Application deadlines for PSEO are typically June 1st for the fall semester, and that deadline is for the college, not for us. So students can take PSEO classes while taking some of the Insight School of Minnesota classes. So further questions, please contact our school counselor, Samantha Edom. Her contact information will be at the end of this presentation. Technology and curriculum enhancements. So when learning coaches log into the online school at the start of the 2018-19 school year, they will be greeted by the current learning coach experience. So we rolled out this new format this school year. It will stay the same. So it's designed directly from real learning coach feedback. This single view allows learning coaches to easily know what students should be completing each day to monitor student performance and progress through their courses, regardless of which platform the courses are delivered. So even if you have multiple students, this is kind of your one-stop shop. You also see it. This view that you see in your Learning Coach account is the same that your students see. So both of you are on the same page with what classes they have that day, what units, readings, assignments they have that day and week. Students in grades 6 through 12th will experience an updated and easier to read student schedule. So it's going to stay mostly the same as the format that they have this year, with the events staying the same with their live classes, a list of their assignments. All of these views for the student are printable if students like things that are kind of on a piece of paper. There are also completion indicators, which is where you will see the progress circles next to their units or assignments to have an easy view for students to see how far along they are in a unit and also what is coming up on the due date. So that will stay pretty much the same. Additional supports and programming. We have a lot of local student and family programming that we continue to do this year and will continue into next year. A fun thing that a teacher came up with, a new club, is a teacher-led book club. So this includes students and staff that are involved in this book club. They meet twice a week to talk about the book that they are reading and hit on a couple discussion points. Social Hour will continue next year. Social Hour is led by myself. It's on Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. This is an optional class. All of these family and student programming are optional. So the Social Hour is just a time for students to connect with other students through the chat box and using whiteboard tools to draw and post pictures. Next year, we plan to have quarterly Learning Coach meetings. They will happen 4 times throughout the year, typically at the beginning of the quarter, to kind of go over upcoming announcements, events, school-wide information, and any program or policy changes that learning coaches need to know about. Our middle school advisor, as well as the 9th grade advisor, has a YouTube channel. Some of those videos also are helpful for students in 10th through 12th grade as well. So that's a really great resource for students to kind of pause and play whenever they need to look at a navigation or also kind of tidbits for the using Microsoft Office applications. So that is something that we have been very grateful for, that she put that together. Monthly newsletters will continue next year. These monthly newsletters are sent out by myself to students and Learning Coach emails. These newsletters highlight monthly must-knows, so everything students and families need to know both within our school as well as the larger K-12 community. So these are typically sent out in the first week of the month. They have events, upcoming announcements. It's kind of like a one-stop shop for everything you need to know. We do plan to continue our monthly events for students. These events are typically face-to-face and virtual, so we have a variety, with virtual becoming a more popular event so that all students around the state can attend those. We plan to stick with our yearly Spirit Week, which occurs in January, so after we get back from winter break, to kind of pump students up for the second half of the school year. Next year, we are planning to hold events throughout the state. We recognize that not all students can make our face-to-face events in the Twin Cities region. So we are asking teachers to volunteer in their region of the state to host a face-to-face event. For all of this information, as well as more tips and tricks and upcoming events, announcements, school-wide information. You can find all of this on our Insight School of Minnesota Facebook page. That is, we're really trying to put a lot of information on that Facebook page so students and families stay up to date. K-12 offers opportunities to connect with other K-12 students from across the nation through more than 50 clubs that are offered in a variety of topics for students. K-12 National Summer Programming offers students ways to stay connected through the summer and ways for new families to begin engaging in online sessions. K-12 offers national college and career workshops throughout the year to keep middle and high school students engaged in preparation planning for college or careers. K-12 Learning Coach University offers families a way to connect with other families across the nation on support topics that help to organize, structure, and motivate our families through a successful school year. K-12 national competitions give students a chance to compete with other students for top honors and recognition. A lot of this information can be found just by going to k12.com and kind of searching around for all these different opportunities. Some of these opportunities that are for students, like the national competitions, as well as summer programming and the student clubs, those can be found in the announcements tab of your student account as well as the learning coach account. So definitely look to k12.com. I just want to make a note for the national competition. The month of April is Poetry Month, so there is a poetry kind of competition going on right now, and that can be found in the students announcement section as well as our Facebook page and the newsletter. We want to make sure you and your student have what you need to be successful. We value your feedback and provide regular opportunities to answer super short surveys that will be emailed to you at various points of the year. So these are those, it's called Student First Check-in Program, but we call them pulse checks. Those are sent out by K-12, so they're not sent out by Insight, but it's still information on Insight School of Minnesota programming and support. So when you answer those, it's really helpful for us. Each survey should take less than a minute, and it helps us better support you and your student. So the Pulse Check program will continue through next year. FAST will also continue into the next school year. The FAST program is designed to help students stay on track through early interventions, wraparound supports, and engagement strategies. FAST helps students work through non-academic issues in order to restore the student to the educational process. FAST creates a positive, welcoming, and supportive school climate during onboarding and throughout the year that allow a range of opportunities for parental involvement, because being a learning coach is being a partner with us in your student's education. FAST develops community partnerships in order to better support students and families with social, emotional, and medical issues. FAST helps foster student connectedness and nurture student motivation. Your family's plans for school year 2018-2019. It is my understanding that learning coaches will not be able to re-register until April 9th, or the week of April 9th through, I believe, the 13th. So now is a good time to start having conversations with your students and family to kind of see and figure out what's going to be the best option for you and your student. So definitely start having those conversations about re-registering or not re-registering for next year. When you do have the opportunity to see that tab underneath your announcements section, you can select one of the following options. Re-registering, which means the student will be returning with us in the fall. Not re-registering, which means the student will not return to us in the fall. This can be for several reasons, whether your student is moving out of state, going back to their resident district, or attending another program. Just know that we might be reaching out to you if you do select not re-registering, just to make sure that we can get the students' transcripts sent to whichever program or school that they are attending. You can also select undecided, which means your decision about returning has not been made.